critiqued into chat. Um, and we're going to start doing critique sessions. This is Kaylee's. Kaylee's is the first one up. I don't know how this is too much, because I was thinking if anything it was too, maybe they thought it was too little on the rendering. I just got out of bed after the crying fit you gave me. But there's no time to recover, man. I'm like a drill sergeant. I don't let you recover. Just go. Let's go. Let's go with that next one. Super helpful when it comes to sharing stuff for critique. Yeah. They didn't want to spend paid ads, so I suggested posters to be more traditional. Gave them this. At the time, they didn't have a release date, nor the Survive, Remember, Avenge. Obviously, there was a logo there. I'm new to this. Are we critiquing? We're critiquing stuff that people put into chat. Not my stuff right now, but it's anybody who submits the thing for critique, and then everybody in chat can help out with that too. Yeah, what Hamstripe said. Hamstripe translates for me. Hamstripe is my TLDR. I like the shapes and values. I like a lot of this on it. I don't know what is too... I'm trying to figure out what is too much. I think, Comcast being a potato? What? When? Yeah, I got your link, Blink. I got it saved up here. So the logo was like right under here, I guess. Like my biggest feeling is like I kind of want this to be moved down a little bit. This is just me though. So if I was doing critique stuff, I just really fucked up your painting, by the way. Feel free to criticize as often as possible. Yeah, normally my stream is about 50 hours a week of critique sessions. Interested to hear what I can improve on. Okay, let's pull that up in the list. So this is Kaylee's critique. Circa, how you feeling today? Did you get any sleep? I mean, maybe that was the problem. You gave them what they asked for and then some. I don't know. So just my thing is like I kind of would want this moved down a little bit. I think it feels a little bit. I don't know, just kind of heavier there. I'll be back, guys. No worries, man. What's my webtoons? If you do !webtoons in chat, you can go to it. It's called Zedura Chronicles. That bot in chat will give you the link right there. Your stream consists of me making your day a while. Yeah, it kind of does, man. Working on Jeep. If I get it done, I'll share. Okay, yeah, no worries, man. So, like I said, this is Kaylee's work. Maybe tone down the front opacity with and make it blend in more to the background. You know, what I was thinking was actually kind of in the opposite way. Was even like I don't know, putting a bit more shine into the water up front. Let's see if we can do that with like a pin. Right, maybe set to like an ad glow sort of thing. And kind of blend that out. So my thinking was, I don't know, you would have the logo here, and I would want somehow to get the eye from this down to here. This is where I would use like a little shine effects in the water that kind of come through here. And like I said, I've kind of got it brighter as it goes towards the front and more vibrant. And then I just kind of hitting these with a little blur, a little blending in, but it's set to glow dodge layer 2. So just kind of like building that out, filling it back in, making it look kind of magical up front. I don't know if that makes sense. I did move it around, but the spacing got too much at the bottom because the logo distorting the proportions IMO, so I didn't move it. Oh, I didn't move it in the end. How big was the logo? Like, how much space did it take up? Maybe they want more open space in the back, depending on the slant. It's a fairly even division of space if you squint. You could want more asymmetry. You mean like you would want like I mean it does feel even because of these big spots here, right? And like you have this bigger dark area here, but then like I feel like this kind of balances that power. I mean, the only thing I could think of is like maybe what Ham is saying is like taking this black space and kind of like adding that a little bit of that darkness just in this little back corner here, because you have it coming through right here, right? But I don't necessarily think you need that. Like even if we leave it open, I would just kind of do it like a minimal amount. That's not too much, but okay. It sounds to me like they're not exactly sure what they want to do since they didn't respond with better. Yeah, I think your client would need to give better direction too, or like just ask them like what exactly is too much, right? For me, the thing that I thought when I looked at this first is just adding some sort of white glow to that water, and then giving it like a sort of like that pull with the eye to come down here, so you see the release date too, because you have all your logo and stuff up here. Big silhouette of a monster in the background. I had nothing to go with when they came to me about it. I asked them to describe their project and they couldn't. So I ended up with this. So literally they commissioned you on something and couldn't describe what they were doing. It sounds like you were just working blind on this, which it came out amazing though. I mean, it honestly is amazing. There's not a whole lot other than making things a bit sharper, but I think your style works and it's loose. It's very much it feels like a very much concept loose stage, which is why I would like get a little bit sharper as you get closer to the camera with detail. Like I said, adding these sort of shines and sparkles in the water, just to kind of touch it up, you know. But like you really need more direction to go on with this. Titan monster silhouette would be nice. That's very much on them, right? 2/3 of the black text was the size of the logo because we want minimalistic, but this wasn't it. I don't get it. So they want minimalistic. In that case, I mean, I would have just if they wanted minimalistic, honestly, I would have just literally like giving them like I mean, I will say that it is like a sort of a detailed painting in that sense. But I feel like if they want minimalistic, Like I'm taking out all this stuff. This is literally what I'm doing. Is just I'm gonna go here and then I'm gonna go like. Like literally, what I would do is just this shit, and I would just give them like a shape, you know. So many questions got absolutely no answers. That sounds like a terrible client work. I had was a 40-minute test session of the game. So you got to play like 40 minutes of it. If client doesn't come at me with something to work with, I'll refuse. Yeah, 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 yeah. Fat fee, any kind of. Hopefully, yeah. Oh, this was your first gig, yeah. For your first gig, this art is incredible though. I know this is like literally what I would do if somebody said minimalistic. I would just stick with this and probably like black out the top and then have white text here, black text here. Those first jobs, see, that's the important thing about like why artists need to talk about first jobs more often. Because you can get really hung out to dry on first jobs. Like you really can. Like they won't take care of you. They'll take advantage of you and they'll burn you on stuff. Was it more elaborate than a contract? Oh, you were contracted, so you weren't even supposed to be an artist. Um, About ready for you. I'll come back later. Yo, Moch, yeah, right on, dude. Do it up, man. I will tear your piece apart while you're gone. Later, Mochi. Go get some grub, dude. Have a good night. Okay, so that is my biggest critique. I love the painting style. I know I'm not offering a lot for you to go on right now, but my main thing is like adding something towards the front to like kind of give it more pop, more detail. Um, and the cheat, I feel like the cheat kind of way to go with that sometimes is very much just sort of soft brushes, little bits of glow dodge, in there, making shit kind of pop out. In this case, that's a little bit too much because it's hiding the words. So like I would have definitely I might have moved this up a little bit too. The black and this dark almost makes like a little tangent. I know with this cloud, it's a small thing, but I would have moved it up or down, or built your cloud up a little bit more, so it's going above that sky. But yeah, I think this looks really good, Kaylee. This looks really really good. The hard thing is like you've got to deal with clients, right? Maybe over here, it looks like this is shrub that kind of goes into the water. So I would like build a little bit darker right on that edge. I don't know if you can kind of see that with this brush. I would just kind of give it like a hard edge. Maybe a little bit more hard edges, right? Fiery passion of a thousand lost souls. I feel you on that a lot. I feel you on that a lot. How bad is it right now? Yeah, this is really good though. This is really really good. Really really good. Um, but yeah, there's not a whole lot that I feel like I can really add to it, just simply because of your style, and you're taking direction from somebody else. Um, like it's very cool. The only thing I would add is just a way to bring the eye with these simple highlights and some harder edges. As we get closer to the foreground, you're going to get more detail. Even though you don't want as much detail because you're working in a more minimalistic style, you can add some harder edges where like the water meets the land, some darker edges and stuff because you have it very fuzzed out here, right? Fuzzed out and lighter here, so more saturation up front. which you're doing. You are doing anyways. Okay, so that was Kaylee's. It should be plastic. It's really that bad. It's really, really that bad. All right. But good job, Kaylee. I'm proud of you for showing off. I know that you don't show artwork much, so that takes a lot of guts, and I know you were nervous about it. But I want to see you do more stuff now, actually, because of that. All right. I don't know. I don't remember whose this was, so somebody's gonna have to tell me whose piece this was coming up. Remind me whose piece this was. What are you thinking about it? Like, what is your problem with it? What do you want to learn? Um, oh, that's yours, John? All right, cool, cool. Yeah, listening, learning, and working. No worries, Ariel. Do it up. I paid for gigabit internet speed. That's ridiculous. They don't care. I don't think they care. Like ours should be like 200, 200, 300 download, and like even more upload, or more than like 10 upload. But we're lucky to get 10. Okay, so John, what is your thoughts on this, man? This is a very much a conceptual piece too. I can see that already. Looks like a 1K celebration type of piece. Composition, yeah, I got you. Okay. Yeah, that was gonna be my main thing because stylistically, I do think you have a lot of different things, different fun things going on here. But there's definitely a lot of style that's crammed in, and there's a lot of things that are cut off. Um, I love the style on it though. Like I love the cartooniness. I love a lot of things that you're adding. It's got a lot of I'm guessing like inside references and stuff with the Pokeball, the 8 ball, the pineapple, stuff like that. Um, I don't know if you're cut off down here, like on purpose. Like if this is cut off. But I would rather have this like in frame somewhere, like a full boombox somewhere instead of cutting off half like that. Kind of up halfway. Oh, on the feet. Yeah, on his feet. So I don't really mind that it's like half a dragon showing. But I definitely would have turned his feet, probably going this way. You know what I mean? Instead of facing this way, maybe. Right. That way, it kind of looks like he's flying out. It'll give you a little bit more motion, perhaps. So I wouldn't make him come down here and cut this off like a tangent. I would keep him the same distance, but um, maybe just kind of makes it look like he's flying instead. What PC do I have? I just have a MacBook Pro. They probably cost like a grand or more. Blink. That was a frame you just added. Wait, which one? Which one was? Yeah, this style is really cool. I love the style. The art style is very. It comes alive a lot. There's honestly there's the problem is more of like you said the composition. Yeah, it's got a lot of pop art vibes. It's more to me. It's more about like what are we adding in certain places and why. Um, so like even with this boombox, like I said, man, I would definitely have kept it to where it's like in frame somehow. I guess this is all water that he's in. So putting like a even like putting it like in an inner tube, or shit. If you want to have a boombox, um, he's got this hand doing like the rock on thing, but like honestly, I just now noticed that. Like I just now noticed that, so it's kind of hidden, right? So in that regards, I would have if you want somebody to be able to see that, I would have it like within this hand over here. You could have put the boombox maybe even behind him, and he's holding it up there, right? Like listening to it there. It would be cool if you put it on like a little raft kind of floating in the water. Because right now it's just kind of cut off there. It's just half cut off. Um, for a lot of these things, and I mean, you could put the Pokeball just about anywhere, right? You could move that just about anywhere. It works. Um, so for a lot of these things, because they're floating in water too, like the pineapple, you almost could go a little bit crooked with it, right? Give it that feeling of like floating instead of being straight up and down. Just little tilts on stuff. 8 ball, instead of it facing straight at us, almost like this. Maybe it's kind of dumped down like this, and the 8 part's up here. MS Paint for Windows 98. The orange in the sky is really nice. Yeah, the orange to the blue. I like the colors and stuff. I like the reds to the orange to the blues and stuff. I think you're a little bit dark down here, and things get lost though. I would definitely have lightened this up. I don't know if I can really do that for you, because like it's so dark right here. Like I just want to lighten a lot of this stuff up. It gets so dark in here. Alright, so I'm not going to like redraw all that stuff, but I'm just kind of going over with an airbrush just to show you like just how much detail you're not seeing, right? Within that. Him holding a boombox around a yeah, just somewhere it's not cut off, And like that, like I said, that hand that's doing like the rock gesture is a little bit hidden. So it depends on how much you wanted to show the stuff. And these are the hard things with composition to think about too. I mean, you have a lot packed in. It's a really fun piece. You're looking at a lot of different things. Hey, Biggie Boo, what's up, Biggie? Doing good, man. We're doing our crits, man. We're doing our crits. You got anything today? Blue tint shadow, and I overdid it a lot. Yeah. So you're really pushing purples a lot, and it's dark. But like, look how much detail you just adding this dodge over it. Look how much detail you're losing on that too, right? That people could want to see of your art. And I'm just kind of bringing it out with like a little airbrush. Can you change yours? No. Yeah, you can change yours. You can change yours, or I can probably do both of them if you want. I think the dark was the only thing that I wanted to change, yeah. I definitely see a lot of things that are close to tangents here. I don't know what this is per se because it's kind of hidden too. I think like I said, a lot of your shapes are kind of blending in. Is this a halo on him? What is this ring here? This looks kind of like a tree in the background, like a palm trees, I guess. Which I can tell these are in context. From here because of the position on his head, all the things surrounding it. Let's take a nap, guys. It kind of looked like a lily pad in some ways to me, the shape of it. I would maybe not have blurred these out. So like, because these are background silhouettes. Right, like I would have kind of kept those. Actually, you know what? I probably would have changed colors on those, to be totally honest with you. And kept those as like a silhouette. You probably could have done like a red or a yellow with them, instead of a dark, because you have a lot of color in this piece. So using black, you notice what you did really good here. Either this or the color dodge helped, but using black on this, like how it's green instead of a black 8 ball, you notice how that looks so much better than like these pieces. At least to my eyes, this looks so much better having color to it, even though it's a dark color. Even like has some color to it instead of a black band than like this, right? Or this up here. So like this, almost honestly, this red part to me, it's a little bit faded out. But like, I think you could have done that if you didn't without a gradient and it kept it a solid shape. This like solid black area, I might have kept a different color, like a blue or something. Time for everyone to go to sleep, yes. Nap time is definitely nice. Sleep sounds good. 8 hours does sound good. Yeah, is it your bedtime too? I'm gonna add it, but I feel guilty if you did both. Well, we don't have like a ton of them today, so I think we got plenty of room. Biggie, I hope you're doing good over there, though, homie. Let's see. Halo and a big crown. Draw random stuff. I mean, drawing the random stuff is okay. I think it's just you can close it. Yeah, you can close it. Blink. I got your link up here. Um, Gray with the teal color dodge. Okay, yeah. The colors look a lot better than solid blacks because you are going with heavy colors. You know what I mean? That is kind of your focus on this is the heavy colors and the sort of like the wildness of it, right? Um, so keep those things in mind as you go. I love the ideas in it. It's just kind of working on composition and stuff. I like the little word bubbles and stuff, but all those are going to play up into composition as well. So just little things to keep in mind. Uh, like what are your visual reads, especially when you start building up a bunch of stuff. Maybe with this, I probably would have it go closer to where the dragon's mouth is, instead of off his body. I know that would probably take you off to the side, but it kind of looks like it's just going into his body, so I'm almost expecting like something else to be there. Um, but yeah, I actually think this is a really good piece. Creativity wise, it's fucking cool to look at and get absorbed into. I like this, how it's stabbing through the word balloon. Um, yeah, you got a lot of cool ideas going on. Hey, Ernesto, what's up, homie? Forgive me, Skua, I have sinned. What did you do? What did you do, Biggie? Yo, Hasami, have a good night. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Go get some rest, okay? Thank you for chilling out with us while you could. All right. So did that answer all your questions? Do you need anything else? Did that help at all? Anything else you want kind of broken down on? Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like I said, be proud of like your creativity, in this, because your creativity and storytelling is what a lot of people can be really really good painters, but they can't always come up with really cool stories that make it stand out and make it feel unique. Yeah, Hisami bailed. Sorry, Ernesto. Sorry. Um, Biggie, what? What is that face for? Biggie's making puppy dog eyes there, and doing this thing, doing the TikTok thing, and I'm not sure what's going on. 2 months of official BFB. Yo, Raider, thank you for the sub, buddy. I appreciate that, man. You just described me, Scoobs, it hurts, stop. No, 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 no. Nonsense, Connor. Nonsense. Thank you, Raider. I appreciate the sub, man. 2 months, man. 2 months BFBFs. Alright, so let's go to our next one. I think this is Pastels. Legs very good, yes. Pastel already critiquing, I think, her own artwork here. Swept away in drawing waifus. Have you been on Aki's stream a little bit too much? Everyone's so kind-hearted. Yeah, well, we lure you in with kind-heartedness. Just wait. Just wait. Just wait, John. It gets worse. I feel like you slipping Mahomes in last night and your stream info was a shot at me. I'm watching you. like, I won't say it was a shot at you, but I won't say it wasn't a shot at you. I won't say that I don't take every opportunity to take a shot at you when I can. But like, honestly, I just love Mahomes. I don't know what there's not to love. You want to draw summer art, but this was drawn without reference, and I started drawing it with the legs, so it's a little weird. Oh, you started with the legs. Okay. Yeah, Biggie wanted to draw summer art. No, I gotcha. Dead or Alive summer art. Yeah, I know. I know where you're at. I know where you're at with that, man. All I drew was scribble and it turned into a thigh. That's okay, though. It all begins now. Yeah, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. You guys are going to chase him off already? Like, we haven't even started in on him yet. How do I make my comics? I definitely will go into that more like after our critique session if you remind me, Blink. I'll break that down a little bit more. But I don't want to bore everybody too much with this, so we'll get through our critique session and then remind me, okay? That's a good question. I don't like the way that sounds. Yeah, don't. You really shouldn't. Okay, so pastels. This was no reference. And starting with the legs, which is a different place to start. Honestly, like that's let's see if we can get a color here. Making a webtoon comic, I would recommend making whatever you want, Blink. Honestly, webtoons are kind of going to be easier to do, and you're gonna have a lot of free places to upload them. So, but make whatever you feel passionate about. Yeah, it gets very weird sometimes. Sometimes it can get very weird. But yes, doing a My Hero Academia. Did you have Biggie? Do you have anything that you want to submit for crits? You know I always like going over your pages, but no pressure, man. Even if you want to submit a waifu, when I'm done, if you stream for the next 5 hours, well, I will be here for the next probably 7 hours. So you're good to go on this. Main thing you need help with is arm placement. Okay. Yeah, so, I mean, we can break quite a bit of stuff down too, because I think we had people talking about anatomy earlier, wanting to break down simple anatomy. Let me make sure I got a good color. All right, it's an ugly color, but at least you can see it over the black outlines. So I would say you did start with legs, and that's going to be a different place. That's going to be usually a much more complicated place to start with. Usually I'll start with a gesture line on the body. So like with her head is kind of tilted back. It looks like her head wants to kind of tilt back. But I'm not totally sure if that's the direction you were going to go for. Let me get another layer. That's why this is. So let's lower the opacity on it. I kind of do like this head angle just fine as it is. It's very subtle. It's very in between. It kind of gives her a lot of personality. What I would do is just kind of make sure your head proportions are right. So when I do a head, I do sort of like this oval shape. and then I'll divide it down the middle first, and then I'll kind of divide it down that middle, right? Usually I'll put the nose like right in that middle spot. Usually I'll shorten up the chin. I tend to find that I draw things a little bit longer, so it's just kind of up to you guys to figure that out. I'll put the ear along that middle line too, so we know the top of the ear, top of the ear goes to the eye. The nose usually goes to the bottom of the ear, right? So in this case, you've got yours more down here, and I'm using the middle as the eye line. But it's sort of more like, can we put things on this line to kind of straighten it up, balance it a little bit. No, that's not allowed. Uwu? No, it's not. It's not. That's not allowed. Not today. I participate in the next one though. Okay, no worries, man. No worries, dude. Blows my mind. You know, when you gotta make things work, you gotta make things work, Connor. Um, I probably need to stream longer, to be honest. I feel like, but curious on the anatomy. Yeah, tar stops with anatomy. I draw things longer, compensating much. Um, maybe. Yes, 100%. Uwu isn't allowed. Let me just show you one of Pastel's. Pastel's probably favorite pieces of art that answers that question. That should answer all your questions. Thank you for that, Pastel. It's the favorite thing you've ever given me. It's the only good thing really that's come from this chat. No, no. Ma'am, you're heading for another timeout. Dollar course on anatomy? I just started, seems decent so far. Creature art teacher. Huh. As a dollar course? I'll make sure to do it a lot. No. No. Raider. Anytime, man, I do it again, we might need to, because I don't think the message has gotten across. That, or like I said, this is why I say not everybody here is nice. Okay, so let's go into this body. This is kind of where we get into maybe like that contrapposto look of having a tilt. We can kind of tilt those shoulders up a little bit. I know some of the arm stuff you were saying was an issue. Who's headed for a timeout? Apparently fucking everybody. Apparently fucking all y'all right now. Help me grow because I like drawing that style of art. It just depends on marketing. Honestly, like, it depends on how much you're able to get your stuff out there, Blink. Like, growing as a platform just is dependent on how smart you are, how much you learn social media, how much you're able to keep grinding at it too, right? So let me use just a bit different color on this real quick. I think that orange is kind of ugly. I want something that stands out, but that orange looks really fucking ugly to me. So it kind of feels like she wants to have this little bit of a head tilt. And if she has a little bit of a head tilt, I tend to want to raise this shoulder up a little bit. That just kind of is how your body naturally does this. And like I said, when we get to the clothing, it's pinch points and pull points that come out different ways. So we'll do like the head breakdown. Then we kind of have, I use like little lines to tell where my hip lines and my shoulder lines are. I'll just kind of line those up. They are not straight lines. So for anybody who wants to know, like the shoulders come down into the collarbone. They usually follow the collarbone, so then it's much more like this. But just a quick gesture, I'll throw those in there. Usually I'll just use like a cylinder for the shoulders. For girls, I try to keep most of the time the cylinder much more like a smaller teardrop, and I don't really put, unless the girl is necessarily like lifting weights. For girls and kids, usually I'll keep things softer and more tube-like from that shoulder. For guys, generally I'll make that shoulder pop a little bit more out, and then I'll have sort of that triceps biceps tube. You can still do the tube and still keep it into a breakdown, right? Like if you still want the forearms and the biceps, triceps, right? You can still divide those in tubes. I should say, and skinny guys. But I know in women typically the tricep and the back of the shoulder. If you look at a lot of females, um, that tends to blend together a lot more. It tends to be this one bigger long curve. Whereas guys, it will sometimes go straighter if it's a skinny guy, or if it's like muscles, then it'll pop out more, right? Like I said, this isn't like gender dependent. It just tends to fall this way. If you study a lot of female arms, you will see that this curve of the tricep usually comes out more, even in weightlifting women. Yo, Jedi, what up, homie? I think I might be inebriated at this job. I'm 5 tall cans deep, and it's only 3. and the heat. Heat doesn't help. It depends on how smart you are. It looks at my low follower count. I think skills. Circa started it. Circa did start it. Okay. Circa did start it. So time Circa out first. Gotcha. Orange is not anyone's color. Yeah, that was not. Yeah, I want something that pops out a little bit more, but like hopefully this makes sense. I know my drawings get very sketchy and very hard to read, but hopefully that's kind of helping some. Not enough. Not enough. You say enough, but I say not enough. Sitting at the park studying female arms like a girl. First of all, you did not see that. Nobody was there. Nobody knew me. Expected from what I hear, Circa doesn't do anything wrong. Ooh, Jedi, I don't know about that. He prefers public pools. Still learning anatomy, but I do understand. Yeah, so a lot of anatomy you can break down into basically the balls, the balls. That doesn't help this conversation at all. The balls and the tubes, right? You can break any part of the anatomy down to balls and tubes. But like, it just kind of depends on how you alter these shapes, right? So like, you can do the chest can be like a ball, but as we learn how the chest works, we start to see it more as like an oval, and then we start to cut into it, right? And we start to learn this teardrop shape. Same thing with the shoulder. We got that ball at first, but then we learn it's more of like a teardrop shape, and we start to cut into that too. One ball's in one tube. Yo, Speak, what's up? What's up, everybody? Shy, how you doing? Heather, what's up? Speak, how was your stream over there? How you guys doing? Guys, go follow Silent Speaker. Go show her some love. Fantastic streamer over there. What'd you end up doing today? Lunch is here later, friends. Yo, Raider, get on it, man. No problem, no problem. It wasn't a statement of fact, but your reaction kind of takes it. I feel like no. I feel like no. Oh, yeah. Hello, Raiders. Oh, we whisper this. We whisper this like ASMR? Gotcha, Circa. Thank you for reminding me. Hello, Raiders. How you guys doing? Welcome to the stream, guys. We're doing critique sessions. Come on in and join us, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Stream is good. We're into foreshortening. Oh, no shit. Yeah, foreshortening fucking sucks. Foreshortening sucks. Shy, we're doing good. Welcome to the stream, everybody. So Tuesdays here on stream, we do critique sessions. Right now, that's what we're doing. We're doing a little bit breakdown of Pastel's work. We got a bunch more critiques to go still, but we're kind of breaking down like things like anatomy, how all that stuff works. You did this to yourself. Speak, if you got something to show in chat, share it off. I'd love to see it. For those of you guys who are new here, if you want to follow along, I have the social media, the Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, and those links there, the YouTube. These critique sessions will be uploaded to YouTube later on for everybody to be able to see and learn from. But yeah, thank you guys for being here a ton. Feel free to join the Discord. You can also check out Webtoons as well with the comic on it. Written by CJ Martin, that's the Dirt Chronicles. That's what I work on most of the time. Lately I've been doing a lot of commission work here, a lot of comic book style stuff. But other than that, thank you guys for joining. If you guys have anything that you want critiqued, by the way, feel free to drop it in chat. Even if you can't stay long, I will upload these to YouTube, so you will see your critique later on there if you want it. I beat you to it. I smoked you on that. The reference was from last week's study. Oh, you were doing the study jams. They were doing like lots of perspective stuff. Holy crap! So this is Speaks study stuff. This was a really, really hard angle too. This is a really, really tough angle. This takes a lot of guts to tackle too. This came out good. I love the painting on this. But more than anything, that angle on the reference piece, if you guys had seen the reference piece, is really, really tough. I know, right? Looks really nice. Looks really, really nice. Speak. Also, drop Instagram or Twitter or whatever you want people to follow and chat, so these people can go bug you off Twitch. This is really, really nice stuff. If you guys are not following James and Pam, by the way, jhansen_art, Pamaduck, Pamadak, go follow them as well. They are great streamers. They do study jams every Wednesday night. James does professional game streaming Saturdays, where he beats up on Beastie now. Go show them some love. Go, you'll get a lot of this type of stuff. So this is Speaks Instagram. Let's check this out. Let me make sure there's no boobies, since we are going up on YouTube too. Looks like you did a couple of reference studies and stuff on here. Alright, lots of animal stuff. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So this is Sarah's stuff. I recognize this piece. I actually tried this piece. Yeah, it looks great, right? It looks really good. I actually tried this piece because I love the lighting on it. Mine did not turn out near as good as yours at all. How am I not following you? I thought I've been following you. I hate doing that. Anyways, I'm following you now. I'm digging this. Is this a selfie? I like the all grayed out stuff. It's very like got a lot of emotional too. So many says, right? Try to do study jams every week. Yes, I commend anybody who can do it every week, let alone them teaching it every week is a lot. Just I think with study jams too, right? I really love the way this one came out that you did. I love the colors on it. I love that highlight, that glow you got there. The way you made that necklace look, that gold pops off. Can we see that alligator? No. This is an alligator-free stream. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. This one? This one, Pastel? Okay, fine. I like the color combos on here, too. This was Faunafocus? You just want to see the abs, don't you? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, can we see the alligator? Yeah, the alligator, Pastel? This alligator? This part of the alligator you want to check out? Who's the creep that goes to parks now? Who's the creep that checks out arms now? This one is fucking gorgeous. Oh, look at the folds on this and the lighting and everything. Speak, this is so good. I love reptiles like a carrot. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Alligator waifu. We featured the slender snouted crocodile that month. Oh, okay, okay. But yeah, guys, go check out Speak over there, doing some fantastic stuff, fantastic work. If you guys want to see more stuff like this, follow her stream, follow her art. Oh shit. Is this from this looks like it's from Fortnite, right? This is like the new Fortnite character they got. Very cool, very cool. Big Fortnite fan. I never can see the difference. Yeah, I can't either. I don't even know. Honestly, this is dope. This Aerith was awesome. I love the eyes on this. Really cool with the light coming through there. But yeah, that is Speaks Instagram over here. Go check her out. Go show her some love, guys. Thank you very much for the raid, for bringing your people over. Don't project your love of abs onto. I don't really love abs because it's too much work. It's too much work. Oh, you couldn't have told you what she was actually from? Oh, I know what she's from. I just don't know if Siege is here, so I'm kind of giving shit. Shout everyone out. I try to help. I try to help. As long as people don't abuse it, Blink. I do want everybody, all you guys to have success. I want all of us to have success. I know sometimes people kind of take advantage of that, but when you guys rate us and help us out, I want you guys to be showing off too. You never know who's gonna just be a huge fan of yours, right? If your artwork doesn't get shown, and I've talked so much about how hard it is to just post on Instagram and be seen. It's so hard. So we got to help each other out, right? All right. So I love coming here. I love when you stop by. And bring on your people are always like the chillest people too. I feel like you've cultivated like a very chill group of people. I'm half here. Yeah, I kind of figured, man. I had to half troll you. Whatever puts a smile to my face. If I could ban certain people in chat, that would put a huge smile on my face. You love coming here and you just got here. Like I said, John, just wait. Just give it time. Just give it time. Everyone is super kind. Just give it time. Just give it time. It may not last. Okay, so back to our critique session. Like I said, if you guys have anything that you want critiqued, feel free to drop it in chat. Jedi, I'll behave. Yeah. From this point forward. So this is Pastel's critique. She's talking about drawing the hands. Do you want the arms to go back here, or would you want the arms to be shown? Because it would be kind of hard to show the arms unless we put it like on the leg necessarily. But I don't think having the hand go behind the body is necessarily like a bad choice here. I'm scared now. You should be. Who would that be? There's a list. I have a list. Which talented artist are we banning because of ooh? Oh, you got so close. You got so close. I appreciate the asterisk in there. Drop alert. Yeah. No worries. Speak. Thank you again for the raid. I appreciate that. Laptop isn't good enough. Do you recommend cheap ones? I don't know, because I think you would have to have a pretty decent one to stream. You need a decent amount of RAM, I think, but you need good upload speed too from your internet. I mean, my MacBook is 2014, so it's fairly older, but I've had my share of issues with it. Oh, you didn't know where to put the arms. I don't necessarily think that putting them behind her back is a bad thing. If you want to put them on the ground, her arms would have to be really long, just the way that she's angled. The other thing I would think is just bringing them across the body, right? Or in front of the legs. But like I said, the thing is, you got your shoulder up higher. You kind of have it wrapping around the front of her legs like that. I think in this case, you were drawing the legs earlier, right? So that's one thing that I am going to look at here is the legs. And the same thing we go back with the tube thing, right? Just kind of keeping that volume to things. So in this case, we know that the hips kind of come up here. They kind of jut out like this. But then we got that volume within the legs. And like here, let's make sure we measure our proportions too. I think roughly we're about the same size. So you just need a little bit more room down at the bottom. But I like to think of both sides following these lines. I know you have like the hamstring line coming out, where the leg has a little bit more pop to the bottom, right, and the top, and that creates that contrapposto, remember? Yo, Seraph, what's up, homie? How you doing, dude? You have good internet? Okay. BRBBB. All right, Ariel. People here are sassy sometimes, but it's out of love. He adores us. Don't let him. John, don't listen to her. Don't listen to her. Uh, Instinct would have put the arm in front of the leg as her sitting on her knee. Yeah, I would have definitely kind of gone over the leg and the kneecap and then just have it wrap around. Uh, in this case, since it's the drawing that's here, I want to focus on um, these feet mainly because this is kind of what I saw initially. Um, and just kind of making this a little bit further. Like with your feet, it's kind of like this triangle shape. I tend to draw this triangle that comes up to meet the shin. So let me erase some of this stuff and get it out of the way. Like I said, a lot of my tubes, I've learned to give them form like this instead of just a tube. Right? I've learned to like give motion to your drawings, give volume to it. So if we have this tube here, if I curve that shin in a little bit, I'm gonna curve this part out. Typically, the shin does pop out in the opposite direction, but this is all about giving that motion, that sort of like counterposing motion in things, right? And then I always kind of draw that triangle bit. So somebody was asking about feet the other day and how we do those, and how I at least think of shins now is I think of if this top part goes like this bottom part's going to go like this, and it's not straight tube down. There's these two ankle bones right here on each side. So I think of it that way. I think of it as a way it's almost like a clamp, right? Um, hey Juan, Missouri Squad, how you doing, buddy? What's good, man? So where those two things clamp, that's where I'll put my triangle that becomes the foot. So that's kind of the way that I think of when I think of how to draw feet. And you keep a lot of that motion in that way. As long as you remember like these counterbalancing features, it can help out your drawing a lot. I was asking for feet pics. I wasn't asking you to show me how to draw. Oh, so I just spent this whole like 15 minutes on nothing. It's an alright community. It's an alright, man. Got assigned to draw a sketch for work. No shit. Like, what sketch did you get assigned to draw? Can't be coherent anymore, so I'm gonna take a nap. Yo, Kaylee, go get burritoed up. Have a good night. Thank you for being here and showing off. Thank you for showing off your art, because I know that wasn't easy for you. But I loved seeing it. Have a good night, okay? I don't know what to believe. Believe the streamer. Believe the streamer. The streamer does not lead you in the wrong place yet. Doing good, Juan. We're doing a critique session right now. Anybody who wants critiques, feel free to submit in chat. Like I said, we have quite a few lined up, but if you guys want things that you want crittered on, drop it in chat. We'll get to it eventually. How's your day over there, Juan? What you getting up to, man? Kink shaming me? Do I think an iPad would be good for streaming? No. Actually, no, I don't. Unless you can use a thing to stream to your PC. My experience with iPad and streaming is that all the apps crash quite often. I just don't think that the technology feels like it's there yet. It's not very stable. So an iPad is great as a drawing tool. As a streaming tool on its own without a PC, I think it kind of sucks right now, for now. For the 5 p.m. to slow down before get on the road. Oh, yeah. Want to pass by. Dude, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Guys, if you're not following Juan, go show him some love. Fellow Missouri streamer over there. More comic book style art. Okay, Pastel, did I cover some stuff? Did I help out with people who were asking about anatomy stuff? Was there anything else at all you wanted to talk about? BRB, alright, Circa. Kind of cart that they want to implement, they need to put it on paper so that the maintenance guys have a better idea of what to build. Oh, no shit. Are you like, so how do you feel about doing it? Do you feel excited about it? Like getting asked to do art stuff or what? Hey, LPC, what's up, man? Even got here through a Rust raid. Oh yeah, I know Rust. Yeah, I saw the chat on playback. I saw the chat on playback. I felt so bad, dude, because like I got two big raids back to back, and then I think Wade started us with a raid, and then at the end of the night, Gangfeller raided us, and I just felt so bad. I felt so bad. Um, Resketch that arm in front, and I'll take a pic to keep. No, that's a commission. That's a different thing. Yeah, yeah. So for that, I would probably just kind of bring it out in front a little bit. I would also give like one thing I noticed is like your upper body compared to your lower body, different sizes here, right? So I kind of have it wrapping around here. Let's see if we can erase some of this. Do you just want to screen cap it, Pastel? And then I can erase some of yours. So then I kind of minimalize the arm here. This is kind of a shorthand cheat of just kind of making the arm look like it's wrapped around there. Good, just tired? Did not get much sleep or what? The chat, dude, I saw my chat replay, and like I said, I was bragging on you guys a ton this morning. You guys are amazing. You just took care of everything. I was hoping Monday would just be a super slow night and I wouldn't get any raids and feel bad. But you guys handled everything, man. Um, I'm just using my speed on saws and working new machines they put in. Yeah, but this is kind of cool, dude. This is kind of cool. You ought to like throw in like a commission price on top of it. Um, like a Picasso masterpiece. Yes, it got a little bit torn up. Your jokes always get me because they're realistic. He feels like talking to us today. I see how it is. Yeah, well, did you guys like that silent treatment? You guys want another one of those silent treatment nights? You better drop the uwu crap right now, or else you're gonna get a whole another silent stream. Yo, Jalen, what's up, dude? How you doing today, homie? Does it look like you touched anything? Yeah, you got like a lot to go or what? What's up, Unreal? How you doing, buddy? How's your day going, man? Excuse my lack of knowledge, but how much harder is it to draw without anatomy? I think it would be. It depends on what anatomy. There's a certain level of anatomy I don't think you really need to know to get into. Um, like knowing like you mean like knowing the words on this? I don't know if I left this up long enough for you, Pastel. Let me know once you get it. The blur tools and see. Yeah, they really are good. Okay, you got it. Awesome. So there's a certain realm of anatomy I think that you do need to learn. Like I don't think you can make a whole career out of just knowing this, like this setup for like arms, right? Um, like that only gets you so far. Um, do you have like a critique thing, Jalen? Because we're doing crits, man. If you want, my man, fresh off work. Is it getting any better for you, by the way, using CSP? i5 fourth gen 8 gig of RAM with 1 terabyte hard drive is good for art and maybe streaming. I actually don't know, Blink. There might be people in chat with more computer knowledge. LPC, nobody said that. Nobody said that. Um, I'm actually really bad when it comes to technology stuff. So like I would ask anybody in chat that might be able to answer that instead. Um, I just know for me, the iPads crash very often with streaming. By just not using it? Oh, really? No shit. Yeah, yeah. That's so weird that it won't pop over though. Do you know that it is the blackout tomorrow for Twitch? I guess I'm not on social media a ton. Siege showed me that today, so I don't know a ton about it. I guess I'm gonna do it to help out. I don't know if it's going to help much or do much. I don't know. But like I'm very very out of the loop with shit. All I really know is what Seed told me sent me today. Um, but before I forget, Tar stops. I keep putting off your questions about anatomy. So like we can build on simple shapes, right? A human body, but we do need to know like eventually probably like pec muscles. We do probably need to know like there's abs here, right? That go through that torso. We do need to know that there's a bicep, there's a tricep, there's this forearm muscle, whatever that's called, and it's kind of divided into. Um, we do need to know that the delts are like three parts. Like we need to know all these things. What I don't think we do necessarily always need to know, depending on your level of art, is how the pec muscles have these like muscle tissues that go through them. There's all this other tissue that goes this way. Like I don't think we necessarily need to know all that or the names of things. We just kind of need to know shapes, right? So I know collarbone's up here. I know that there's a little muscle right here, but you don't necessarily need to know that unless you're drawing like superhero stuff, right? Looks like I didn't touch anything. So you just feel more frustrated or what? Um, Color picker hotkey won't go back to the pen unless I click it in CSP. Really? Do you have it on your pen tip at all? Handle streaming, but I don't know about art and streaming. The same. It might need some more RAM. They might get backlash. I hope not. I really hope not. That's the one thing that bugs me a lot about it. I hope that it is just a thing that if you can afford to do it, you can do it. Um, Tomorrow there's supposed to be a blackout thing, I guess, to support or to show support against. I don't really know exactly what's going on. I think it's for BLM stuff and for like a lot of sexual harassment stuff that happens on Twitch. I hope that it is a situation where people who can do it, and the people who cannot afford to do it um, are not bullied. Because then that bullying on top of that doesn't help. There's a lot of people that need to stream, that need to make a living with stuff, and if everybody's going to be asked to take a day off, they need to be compensated instead of bullied. So I hope that there's not backlash for it, because to me that is very, very backwards against the whole thing of abusing people. Um, but yeah, that's all I can really think to say on it, because I just don't know a ton about it. I just hope people are reasonable about shit, um, and like understand that stuff going on. I don't have schedule anyway, so yeah, I know that like for me, it's taking a night off. It does hurt me, but I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I'll figure out ways. On the off chance that it does do something good, I'll figure out ways to compensate or make up for it down the road, right? Because I do think the change is important. I'm not sure if this is going to make change in the way that like I want change to be made, but uh, I might as well just try it, see if it helps people, um, and I'll make up for my stuff. But I know there's a lot of people up. There's a lot of people who probably can't make up for it either, and I hope that they are not bullied. I hope people are very understanding of shit. Um, Movie night on Discord or something. Oh yeah, I mean a movie night, but you wouldn't be on Twitch, right? I just want to know what to do after the shadows are in. How do I make good looking highlights and play with environments? Okay, can I add this to the study sessions, the critiques right now, or I can bring it up next if you got to go back to work. Yeah, you could definitely do stuff in Discord instead, right? I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I do just rely on Twitch a lot right now for like income, you know. So I'll figure it out some other way. Um, I'm more worried about other people who maybe don't have the same opportunities, right? That's kind of who I'm worried about, or getting bullied in some way. I hope that nothing turns into that. Uh, Having multiple parts. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's the way to think about stuff too. It depends on how deep you want to dive with it. I'm off, mate. All right, cool, cool. Everyone who can shut up their social media for a day does so. The voices that are trying to be heard aren't as overshadowed. Is that what it is, Amber? Because I thought everyone was just dropping out. Um, like I know with BLM stuff, I didn't post. I didn't post for like a week on stuff. And I just retweeted stuff of the people that I thought needed to be heard. Like I just kind of gave them my platform and stuff. But in this case, I thought people were just dropping out. But like I said, I don't know. I don't know a lot about it, to be honest. Okay, so back to critiques. This one is Mochi's. This one's going to be kind of hard to crit. I think it's more experimental. But I think Mochi's gone. Okay, so this is Mochi's. Mochi does a lot of sort of experimental stuff. This looks very early on in what he was doing. So this is going to be a quicker crit because I think this is more about ideas. Thought overshadow wouldn't work anyway due to algorithmic properties. That doesn't work anymore. Like you mean that's kind of I don't know if I well this is a thing that I probably won't get into during crits because I have a lot of thoughts on it and I don't know what's right and wrong. Um, but I'll stick to crits for now, just because I don't necessarily know. I feel like it's a discussion that deserves its own time, too. I have to finish at midnight, though. Who knows what time frames are different? Yeah, I actually don't know. I actually don't know. No, it's okay. It's okay, Juan. I just think this is an important thing, and I don't want to jam it into critiques. Like, it's a very important discussion. I don't think a lot of people know what's the best way to go about stuff, what's going to work. There's a lot of things that need changed in the world, and I don't think it's a good like 5 minute throwaway. Do this or don't do that thing. What's up, Jose? How you doing? More accountable instead of letting everything slide. The problem with that is I don't think that it'll touch him. That's my take on it. Taking a day off from Twitch, which is run by Amazon, which has billions of dollars, when Mixer just closed and people are flooding over here, and the only game in town, I just don't think that'll touch him. Oh, behind the scenes, yeah, yeah, and people who are going to have voices are going to be to take over. That's my fear. That's my fear with it. But yeah, that's all I will say right now, until I just know more about it. I just want whatever people do to be like actually effective and change stuff. Because I'm tired of seeing people get abused and get hurt. So whatever, I'm gonna try it personally. I'm gonna do it. I'll make up for it down the road. I'll fit another stream in somewhere or something. Um, and I just hope people are very understanding of people who can't take that time to do it. But yeah, so Mochi's, Mochi's piece. Um, Mochi does a lot of this symmetrical ruler design stuff. I like this a lot. The only thing I think Mochi, if you're ever watching this, I feel like this is very early on concept stages. Um, yeah, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because it's very much a concept piece. Uh, is just keep going into it and keep tightening up a lot of your lines. I think you could do it with a lot more thick and thins, um, instead of like sort of like the washed out look. A lot more consistency with your lines and stuff. Um, do a Discord stream. I actually don't really do a Discord stream. He needs it for financial reasons. I hope that people understand that too. Yeah. That's what I worry about too. I worry about people getting abused for not having the uh, the privilege of taking a night off. Um, and I just hope people don't turn into that. But yeah, so like I guess I would encourage that is like anytime there is protest or anytime there is um, social change. Try to be understanding of people who aren't doing it your way. Try to be understanding that people are doing a lot of things that maybe you can't see. Um, and just go forward with that. Just understand that everybody has a different idea of what's effective and what's going to work. Um, and I think we're all kind of trying. So I encourage all of you to like be supportive with that too, right? Like try to understand people from different areas. Try to listen more. Uh, try to put that sort of like that support out there too. Really? Was there a last blackout? I didn't even know there was one. Um, I'm sure people will, but like I said, people you got to understand everybody's walk in life is a little bit different. Like everybody's fighting a battle. Um, but anyways, yeah, this is Mochi's thing. Like I said, I don't have a ton to say on it other than maybe like making the lines more consistent right now. I'd love to see where it goes into. I'd love to see this pushed out more. I would probably want you to use a different color of ink on a different background. Although this is a very much of a layout stage. And I think yeah, I mean, you can probably do whatever. I wish Mochi was here. I wish Mochi was here to comment more on it. Pick up my brain, that's personal, right? This looks so dope though. This looks really dope. This is a lot of what Mochi does. So I'm a huge fan. I just want to see him push more and finish it. Okay, so let's jump into it. Let's jump into the next one then. Blue for line work. Yeah, I do get it. I do get it. Because I use blue a lot sometimes too. All right, so this is gonna be Connor's. Connor submitted this one last week. Um, we did a lot over this. It does look dope, but I can't say I know what it is. Yeah, well, it's. I don't think there's a thing that it is necessarily. I think it's just free form, to be honest. Okay, so Connor's last week we talked about. You still said you're gonna do the God rays in there. Um, this is another one I probably won't spend too much time on because we did go over this a lot last week, and we covered a lot. Yeah, this one again, and I think that he made a lot of progress. Um, the thing that I feel like I want to do is I want to turn these mountains in the lake a little bit more to match him. Like I know everything's. It kind of feels like there's a little bit of a balance thing that's not happening. It's just a little bit. Like this feels like it's going this way. This is going. This feels like it's going kind of this way. It kind of feels like things are going this way, this way, this way, this way, and they're kind of evening out. If that makes sense. Um, and that could be because of your lines here. Um, I kind of want this to cut up a little bit more, just so there's a little bit less of a tangent with that, right? So my feeling is like I want this tilted a little bit more this way, because I feel like this tilts more, and I want this to kind of tilt more, just a tad little bit, which you could probably get away with that by like building these up to fill up that spot and maybe building this side up a little bit. I also kind of want this is all water back here, right? Mountains need more color. Yeah, you could throw some color in there, I guess. I like the color of your piece. I don't know what color you would put on the front side of that. Be easy to fix, yeah. I might come up here, but like this, if this is water out here, this kind of feels barren. I almost want like a little bit of rock formations or something coming up through here in the distance. Just so it's not so completely empty out there. Hello, Internet. Welcome back. Were they working on stuff or what? More of a dull gray rock, so it's not all blue. Yeah, I gotcha. Although, I love the color of blue. Maybe you could throw like some little bits of like white surface area highlights, right? I don't know. This looks really cool. I just might not make it look like. I don't know how you would do it, but make it not look like glass. Ooh, maybe. Hmm. So you have sun over here. Like earlier, we went over Kaylee's piece, and we kind of talked about that glow dodge, right? I know the mountains are gonna cut off on it, but like maybe that sun kind of hits it a little bit. That might be a little bit too intense, but I would leave like this part in shadow because it's bricking over that part. But like I would even kind of dodge it around here. I know you're probably still working on that, but I wouldn't have like a solid. Definitely don't have a solid area for that sun. I know you're still gonna have God rays and shit like that coming in. So like if we just kind of did examples of that. I'm sort of going around his wings, going around his hand a little bit. Trying to balance it is very hard. Yeah, yeah, it is. Going to render the harpy before all the. Yeah, yeah, I gotcha. Cause yeah, he would definitely be. Definitely maybe you have some rim light going on. Like you have your rim lights here and here. I think you have it here too. But yeah, I think a lot of this piece was pretty good. Ripples of the water to break up the reflection. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get in there, was like a little bit of ripple effect, right? Um, I mean, like I know it can sort of look like it's glass. Some of that water can really look like glassy on there. Um, but it would be cool if we could just break that up a little bit. One thing I've seen that you can do, because it looks like you kind of just duplicated this layer, right? I'm guessing that's how you did your reflection. So if we do take sort of a blur tool as big as we can. That might be a little bit too hard. So we kind of got it blurred out a little bit more. Right? And then we can add our little ripples and stuff on there. Depending on the climate, maybe help break it up a little bit. Yeah, yeah. I would think just kind of breaking things up a little bit, just slightly though. You know, you don't need a ton. I think I blurred that too much because I did like the sort of like that glassy look. So maybe somewhere in between that, right? trying to hard before. The horizon line I'm gonna make brighter too. I would think a smudge tool and simply going back and forth would help. That's what I was thinking too. Actually, Lotus was being able to pull stuff with that smudge or that blend tool maybe. This doesn't necessarily react how I want it to react, but you can have some sharp areas and you can have some blended out areas. That'll kind of add to that. I would have done that if I look, yeah, just not too much. I think I would probably maybe hit it a little bit more if you want to. Ripples will make it hazier, yeah. But it kind of depends on what you want too. Because like I said, like water can definitely look that glassy look, right? For some reason, my eye just wants a little bit more detail with it, or something. Something a little bit rougher, I guess. Go mad with the water because yeah, it is so far away. Right. I definitely agree with you. My eye wants something a little bit more. Hey, Pine, how you doing, buddy? What's good, man? How you doing over there? Maybe I would make these darker too. Maybe it's the contrast my eye wants a little bit more of. Pine, how you been over there, man? I hope your day's going good. So like since that sun really is not gonna get to a lot of these caves, a lot of these crevices and stuff. Maybe we cut that down quite a bit more. That makes that sun reflection pop on that water a lot more. Maybe a boat too. Yeah. I think a boat. I think definitely because we have all this mountain here. It's not just going to end abruptly. Like there's going to be a lot. There's going to be some more rocks in here, and that makes sense too. Um, but yeah, honestly, dude, it's coming along great. It's looking fantastic. Um, I would draw some feathers maybe flying off of him too, because it looks like he's got some damage going on. Since it's close, you think the shadows should have more color? Okay. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm thinking on. I know you got a lot more rendering stuff to do. You're on the right track. We looked at it a lot last week. So that's my thoughts on that one. Um, Anything else you wanna look at, figure out? Did that help at all? Yeah, it's coming along really, really good. It's coming along really, really, really good. So I was a bit iffy on doing that. You know why they have that though? The feathers flying off and stuff? Because that's probably what would happen. You know what I mean? Like sometimes repeating things within art is because that's what works too. And I heard that from a I don't remember who it was, but they were like a professional artist. And they said like the reason you see so many repeating things within art is because those are the things that work. And not doing those kind of deprives you of it. It's not that you have to copy stuff, but it's more like um, use the things that other artists are doing because they do work, right? Let's see. So now we got Blink. I think is this you? Flash. Fuck it, 500 feathers. Let's go. There you go, dude. There you go, man. Where'd your picture go? Let's get that again. Make your life easy and use a stamp brush. That's true, man. That's true. You can do that in Clip Studio Paint too. Might have to do like a little tutorial on that or some shit. Alright, so I think this is Blink's. Blink, what do you want? What do you want to know? What kind of stuff do you want help with? Let me know over there. And this is your flash outline. I think you wanted to know like anatomy stuff. Yeah, it's dope flash. Blink usually does a lot of anime stuff, I think. So this is something new. And I think you said you're working in Krita. What I need to do before color? Before color? I would say before color. So when you have like lines like these, before you color, it depends on what tools Krita has. But I would definitely fill these lines in. Fill all your lines in. Right? Make sure you have all this taken care of. Like with this heel back here. So your heel is not going to necessarily be cut off, right? Like you have it going in shorter, but like let's bring that back heel kind of right there. That way it's gonna be there because this is gonna be like your ankle bone, right? So this heel actually comes back beyond your actual foot, right? I would say some of these lines where you have them crossed over, let's clean these up a little bit, right? So we'll make your lines cleaner. On the hand, on the thumb, we have like this line here, but we can do so the thumb will come back here more, right? It'll like make like a little fold. It'll come back on here, and we necessarily won't have like a round edge. We'll have more like a square. So I think it's looking great. I think you're doing really, really good. I think if you did take reference from this, if you did this off reference, make sure to give people credit too before you post it anywhere. Because this looks like a style that I've seen before. I'm not sure. So I will suggest that make sure this jawline, so this jawline here when I was talking about line weights and stuff, is just kind of coming under here where there's shadow. So if there's light from the top, we're going to shade like a lot of things here. His mouth would probably go more here, maybe not as much out here. We could still make it a smile. Freehand your lines, or do you use dynamic brush tool? So like, alright, so pecs, right? We talk about pecs and we talk about sort of lighting the, sort of shading underneath stuff, right? Give it kind of like a little bit of heavier look to it. Keeping things symmetrical too. So like, if we have this side, this rib cage goes down like this. This rib cage, same spot where it's going to go down, right? So we're just kind of giving a little bit more dimension to different things. Different things with 3D weight, right? We add a little bit of lines in here. We give it a little bit more weight. Your outside lines you can also give a little bit more weight to as well, as opposed to like your interior lines. It'll kind of outline your figure. So I don't know if you can see like how different that's going to look from like these inside lines, which are going to be thinner. But that's a way to kind of make things pop out as well. Like here, underneath here, this is going to be in shadow. So we look at that, probably like underneath, if these are knee guards or just knee caps, there's going to be shadow under there. So we kind of pay attention to a lot of those. Like a lot of that is just learning like that the body is sort of 3D. One thing you can do with that is you can trace around your drawing, and you can trace these contour lines. And by learning the shapes of the muscles, this will help you, right? So like this is a tricep muscle, it goes like this. It's a tube like this, right? But it's going like this way, and then kind of coming through there. Right, and then there's the bicep off top of it. So like I said, like look at a lot of these things as tubes, and that'll help you color as well. So you can go over this with a brand new layer and just do this stuff like this as practice. If this is a tube, we trace that. I'll say his eyes kind of get a little bit less wobble, right? So we have his eyes in here. We're going to first we want one eye length between each eye. It's one eye, and then in the middle there's another eye, and then there's another eye, and then another eye. So you have, and then the ear, right? So this is how you divide up the face. You have one eye length in between them, and then you usually have an eye, and then you have another eye length, and that's the ear. Two sides. When in daddy, finger outie. Had to go look at a house. Gonna be, oh no shit, really? How did that go, man? Scoobs tubes. Tubes. The line weight can add a lot. Line weight can definitely add a lot. Yeah, and adding some shadow, right? Line weight can definitely add a lot, especially if you're doing comic style art. Line weight can add a lot if you get in the right places. Kind of keep these, like I said, watch your symmetry here. So try to draw lines down the middle. Like I said, put on another layer and just practice this, right? Draw a line down the middle of your drawing. See how things line up, right? See how things balance. Like you've got good height, good anatomy. It's all within proportion, I think. But that is what I would do. It's kind of just like the way to make these line weights sort of pop out. And what I do is usually I go outside. Outside you want a little bit thicker. Where there are things like this that meet, I usually get that a little bit thicker, and then I thin it out towards the inside of the body. Like I said, the thumb crosses over here. So anytime that there are lines that kind of like collide and they go into the body, that's where I kind of get thick, and then I thin as it goes further in towards the body, if that makes sense. So like over here, I'm thicker over here towards the armpit on the pec. And a lot of that's in shadow because this sun just doesn't reach that area. But it might reach a lot more here because it gets thinner, right? You have 14 plans. Did you go back and get more? We're putting in an offer today, so we shall see. Oh, no kidding, really. It'll be dope. I'll have an office. Dude, an office would be really, 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 really nice. That'll be really, really nice for you. How long have you lived at the current place you're at? Line weight study tattoos? Yeah, tattoos are probably really, really good for doing line weights and rendering stuff. So yeah, did that help a lot? Did that help enough? Do you got any more questions on stuff? I'd say your big thing is to Make sure you got the symmetry stuff going on. Like a lot of these things will kind of share a lot of that symmetry on each side. And your line weights. Um, really learn how to use your line weights. Do some superhero things. Yeah, helped a lot. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, next step is colors. Oh, 6 years? Is it sentimental at all to be moving right now? All right, so this next one is this might be Ariel's. Chihuahua? I think I got a couple Ariels here. Update? Do you want me to use this one instead? Oh, that's a new one. Okay, cool. I'll do yours and I'll do Jalen's and I'll do yours updated one. We were at a nursery a long time. Then went to Walmart for soil, but I found a few more babies. No, you're not going to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to name it Scooby. No, no, you don't really need to do that. That's not necessary. Um. Oh, don't be sorry. It's okay. By the way, does anybody else have critiques? Because we're on our last two, and we'll wrap up, unless anybody else has stuff. These are traditional. Okay. What do you want to know with this one? Your Chihuahua. What are you looking on this one to fix? Anything to focus on? Let's go. Just what I could improve on overall. No focus really. He's so scared and crying though. I feel like the first step is stop making me sad with your art. That has to be my first step. Um, and for crit, if you want, yeah, if you want to put another one in, go for it. I liked her a lot. The colors ended up being faded when I took a pic. Sadly. Oh yeah. Do you take it on iPhone or something? Um, okay, so first thing is, I guess I would ask what the design is for. Android. Oh, okay. My iPhone like desaturates stuff like crazy. Um, so over here, I would say like the big thing is when we talked about symmetry kind of last time, right? Kind of keeping things sort of lined up, keeping things really like fleshed out and full too, not collapsing shapes too much. Um, like I think on this one I would want to like instead of going that way, I would want to go like this way maybe. That way this feels fuller. Um, I think for you on this, I think his wouldn't his mouth kind of come down like this? I don't know Chihuahuas that well, but I feel like we need an underside of a mouth. Save up for besides a laptop. Um, well, do you want more streaming stuff or what? I'm just not sold on the eyes. Should I put in Discord, YouTube? Post it into chat. Post a JPEG into chat if you want it critted right now. Because otherwise I can't open up Discord at the moment. You messed up the script like this stuff right here. I had that part of her lip. I don't know where it went. I swear. Okay. He just doesn't over. Yeah, he just doesn't overbite. He doesn't overbite. To be honest though, I would not even have noticed if I wasn't critting this, because I would just looking at the tongue. Do this one instead. Okay. So Jalen's, and then Connor's, and then Jay Sears. Right. And then Amber's. We'll end after Amber's because that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna be 5 more. We'll end after Amber's. Oh, Amber, can you give me the JPEG of it and not the Discord link? Can you give me like the actual JPEG to the image? Um, click on your picture. It'll say Open Original underneath it. Click on that, and it'll give you a JPEG in like a browser. Just anything to help with art. Anything to help with art, I would say save all your money. Save as much money as you can. Um, that helps the most with art for me. Is just save everything. Um, okay, on this, like I know the Chihuahuas, they got like these ears that kind of they're not necessarily straight, right? But if you want to show like straight, or if you want to show intentional design stuff, try to make it to where your lines aren't necessarily uh, your lines are not necessarily small squiggles, but they're like intentional. Make them really bold. You know what I mean? Like think about confidence whenever you throw lines. Like, even if you don't feel confident, just tell yourself confidence. This is something you'll need to learn in tattoos too. So this is why I could not do tattoos, because my lines were never confident. Um, but like think about, let me know that these are intentional designs, intentional shapes that maybe follow each other along, rather than just like a unsteady hand, right? If it's an unsteady hand, that's something to work on else entirely, right? And that's okay to have too, because I have that a lot. Hence, I rely on stabilizers, but yeah, I think just adding that. I think the back of their ears. I feel like the back of his ear would probably look a little bit better if it was just more straight. Just me personally. Um, because I think that's kind of how they are, right? But I know you want them like really shaky and sort of like Ren and Stimpy looking, I guess. Yes, show better intent, exactly. Use those Michael coupons, exactly. Alright, so this is the emotes. Perfect, perfect. Do I do animation? No, but I'm going to try. I'm trying to learn. I've been trying to learn for a long time. It doesn't necessarily work out for me. It's a lot to learn. Once you master the confident stroke. A Kung Fu master probably. That's not what I was thinking with confident stroke, but yes. Treat the ears like cones. You wouldn't see the inside of the left ear. Yeah. If it was turned far away, right? His right ear. Um, although I think if you would see it, yeah, if you would see it, you would probably see more of it too, right? Like kind of coming out here. Which might make these two look more even, like ears. But since this one is turned so far over, like this one's kind of going this way, this one's probably going to do the same thing. That makes sense, yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool to learn, Blink. Then I guess maybe just like lining up the eyes a little bit better. You said this is traditional, so this is a lot harder, you know. Um, Flip, if you can. You'll learn this with tattooing too. I saw a tattoo artist that he worked exclusively by putting a mirror on the other side of him, and he would look into the mirror as he was like tattooing. He wouldn't look on reference. Like he would mirror his reference and then look into that and use his mirror to tattoo, um, which is crazy detailed to me. But like he wasn't trying to draw the object. He was trying to draw the shapes. He was trying to draw the lines. He was trying to draw how things went together. Um, so that's the important thing with this. You know, like if we flip it, you can see the eyes are obviously like in different spots. They're off. But when we look at it like this, it doesn't look so obvious, right? So flipping it, look at it upside down. Like if we can look at something upside down, we see a lot of new things there too. Um, these are just different things that we can use. And you don't need digital to be able to do this. Kung Fu is considered a form of art, martial art. I'll see myself out. Yeah. If we have Jay Sears here, we only need one of you, jobbing puns and dad jokes. Um, I would say too on like the collar, you'd probably have one more shape back here, honestly. Um, but I think these might. I know you want to show the spikes on these and kind of make it obvious. But I think in reality these might look more. I don't know, like sort of coming at you like diamonds. Does that make sense? Um, which is kind of harder to make to obviously get across like what they're supposed to be. From what I am tattooing, you can flip it back and forth. Yeah, 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 yeah. And that's like a really, really cool thing. Honestly, like you'll see so much stuff that's different. Yeah, taking a picture, take a mirror with you, whatever you can do. Um, so yeah, those are my quick thoughts on that one. I might move through these quick critiques a little bit quicker since we still got four to do still. Um, Very bold in lines or thin. They match too much with the line of the dog. Oh, you do? Okay. You know what? In that case, I would think bold outlining the dog might be easier though, right? Um, and then you've got the tattoo designs on the inside. You flip your work 24/7. Yeah, that's honestly, I do it a lot. I do it a lot. It's just like looking at art over new with new eyes instead of kind of having to take a break and stuff. You get to see that shit all over again. Okay, so that's that one. Thank you very much for submitting, Ariel. Appreciate it. Let's see what else we get here. Bold as king, thick booty lines and color saturation for days. My second one, no, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. Okay, second one from Ariel. Okay, anything in particular on this one? I think honestly with this one just really quickly, even I love the style, but same ideas, same ideas. Line weights and confident lines, right? Um, so like up here even like I want to see like this. This feels like I want it to. I like the thickness of this line, but I want it to cover the whole star. If I want to be totally honest, maybe with less lines in between. I would probably like divide it in three because like odd numbers are very good to use in art. You have a lot of balance, so divide that in three. But like I want it covering the whole star. Um, you have thick lines here, but like this kind of leaves it isolated on the outside. So you probably need thicker lines even here, right? Go across there. I mean, see how much nicer that's kind of looking right now, right? So that's popping out, and you'd probably end up making that thinner too. Um, yeah, drop one in, Vaughn. Drop one in, man. I rewatched one of your YouTube videos and just realized you're lefty. Oh, really? Well, that's because I switch hands a lot. I do both. Like I'm using right at the moment. Um, but when I do inks and stuff, fine lines, I stick with left. I'm just too shaky on right still. Oh, textured paper is so hard to be clean with. Yeah, it really is. It really, really is. Um, Sometimes it's easier to use like a brushed pen, like a Kuretake, or for me, I really love a Pentel brush pen. What in the? You didn't know that, Jalen? Yeah, I do both hands, dude. That's why I wear two gloves a lot of times. Um, So like right-handed drawing helps me do layouts and stuff a lot easier, a lot more free form. Left-handed drawing is like much more precise. Erase by hand, yeah, I know that was probably really really tough. But like here again, we have confident lines, confident lines. Also, when I'm looking at this close, her hair is an octopus, and I love that. But because these get in so, these look like maybe they're so, maybe she's an octopus. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know exactly who this character is, but I love that. But like, make that obvious to me because I love that. Make it obvious here, even right. Let's see some more over here. Let's make these a little bit more obvious. Honestly, I would have put these where you can see them instead of just on the inside ledge. I would have made it more where you can kind of see that. He's using both. I don't think he's human. I thought he was being trendy for something like that. No, she's an octopus. She's from Animal Crossing. More powerful than you imagine. I've always just wanted to be, the old dudes in every like anime, like the Roshis and the old guy from Bleach and Soul Society. They're like really unassuming. I've always wanted to be like those dudes that had like another power level that you just didn't know about. And that's my left hand drawing. Pay more attention to 3D shapes and composition, yes. And like I said, line confidence, line confidence. Work on your line confidence and your thickness and your tapers, right? So going around the side of the face like this, we can get that chin sort of thicker and then go into like a thin line. And we could add that line taper, right? American Whoop. Oh, one day when he's painting with both feet. you know, that's for Chatterbait. I told you, that stays on Chatterbait. It does not make its way over Twitch. With this new texture paper, yeah. Get a brush pen if you can. Save up a little bit of scratch, $5-10. Try to grab yourself a brush pen. See if those will work a little bit better too. How powerful bot. um, but yeah, just those things to think about for sure. I never said it was a Twitch stream. Yeah, very true. Very true. All right, so Jalen's next. Jalen put a lot of work into this page. We saw a lot of it last week. Um, all right, but he's got colors on it. He redid the layouts on it. It's looking dope, dude. Yeah, you can show me who Marina is. Yeah. Okay, so how far are you from completion on this, Jalen? Anything in particular you're looking at? Um, so I can say with this first panel, one thing I kind of do want to do is lighten it up just a little bit. Um, and you could probably do that with like saturation and stuff. Um, but we can kind of just have it lighter around the sides. Let's see. I'll take out that. Keep that solid black in there though. I just kind of want to lighten it up a little bit. Just because there's so much saturation in it, it's pulling away from your blacks on that art. Love the setting sun colors. Need some background ideas. Okay, let's throw that in the list. After Vaughn, that'll be our last one for this week. Everything feels dark, yeah. Adding highlights could color correct, yeah. It just feels a little bit too dark, which it kind of can in this frame. And even still, man, I might like go in here. I'm just using an airbrush right now, so don't use an airbrush. Don't use an airbrush, kids. That's what I'm using just to kind of go color correct people's work. Just to test it out. Right, so like in this situation, I'm kind of almost adding like a circle effect to it, to your art. We have a light here. I don't know if we have a light coming up from here at all. But the whole idea I'm doing right here is I'm framing your art. I'm framing what I want people to see. God, that looks horrible. This looks really, really bad with that airbrush tool. But my whole point is, it doesn't look as bad over here on this, but that might not work either. But anyways, we're creating like a spotlight with this. Leave the airbrush alone and say, since this is close to night, I feel like there should be more dramatic shadows on the characters, and that's it. Loving the camera angles. Okay, use the airbrush for no. God, I hate the airbrush. Leave the airbrush alone. It's a human. Best way to add shadows like that. Honestly, you know what I would do? In Clip Studio Paint, since Jalen knows, it's such a fucking amazing program. I would just go in here with the lasso fill tool. If I was cell shading, I know Jalen's kind of soft shading stuff. So we got a light here, so we're gonna have more shadow here. If the light's hitting them, he might have a shadow that almost goes up to them. Like they got some shadow, so it looks like there's some light coming from here too, right? But there wouldn't be any up here. So that helps us create our circle area a little bit more. Right? So we're kind of playing with some stuff. But then I would kind of throw that in there. I just lassoed, reduced opacity, and blurred. Yeah. Here he goes, goddamn. I love the airbrush for subtle light color, but that's it. Yeah, the airbrush definitely has its purpose. And like in this case, we're just doing like, I'm just putting on a multiply layer, and I'm just adding that shadow in, just to kind of show you where it would be, what you could do with that light to frame your drawing. So like using things to frame stuff. In this case, you have, it looks like the light is coming from here, but you have a light here. I would honestly just pull the light. I don't know, I wouldn't even have a light necessarily coming from there, because I would want like shadow kind of coming from here. And just going that way, pulling towards them, you know? Airbrush tools, they're awesome. They can be really good. What's the program called? This is called Clip Studio Paint. It's actually on sale right now for like $25. I do not use Photoshop, no. I use Clip Studio Paint or I use Procreate. So light sources, but don't tell anyone, guys. Maybe make the light a bit warmer, like that really yellow light you see in street lights. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you could definitely like add a sort of like that yellow look to it coming off there. Here I think you could do the same thing. It almost looks like you shaded under the panel here. But if he's got this light that was coming from here, actually you got the light coming this way, so you still would have to have consistency with that. So I think you're right on keeping it that way. Um, but that also means here behind this dumpster is going to be shadowed if there's light coming through here, right? If it's hitting this side, um, and that means a lot of this is going to be blacked out. I think we could go a little bit darker in here if we wanted to, right? To help us frame that. Even up here. I would get this a little bit darker too. Just kind of give it that vibe. Almost like you could almost create, well, you know what you could do is you create that circle area that just blocks off with that dumpster if they're coming through here. But I know you're still adding highlights. Um, how do I do highlights to show the color of the characters more? Specifically for the money panel. Yo, Flethling, what up, homie? I think I'm better with an actual airbrush than a digital one. Are you? I feel like those have different, a little bit different tones. Okay, so highlights with where you want the actual color of the character. I kind of go with a gray usually. What I do with my highlights is I'll set to a overlay or a screen layer. You can kind of mess with this to see which ones you like better. Um, but like, so this color I think is kind of a reddish. We're kind of going with almost like a green. I find green for some reason, greenish gray works kind of well. Set the overlay, and then if you want, you can drop the opacity back. Um, so we got sort of these rim light highlights coming in here, off of here. Um, but like this should change too when I do his shirt. Right? So like it's gonna reflect every color that you put it over the top of if you pick the right shade for it. Even with her, she's a bit paler skinned compared to like the. You could probably go in and make in this case because her hair and her skin tone are so light, I might even go with like a white for the highlights. Or like if there is color coming off of something, I would probably use that. Um, free ones that are similar, I honestly don't know, Blink. I don't know. I don't use too many free programs. I only use Clip Studio Paint, so I'm sorry, buddy. I'm not too sure. Um, so you can use those. Like I said, you can adjust this color too. I can adjust the opacity on it if I don't like it, make it a little bit less. I can do a screen on there. So screen is going to be typically like a more white color, um, which is going to flush out any sort of like saturation. So is like a lot of your glows and stuff. I mean, I can still do that. One thing I know that like a lot of comic people will do is they'll use a regular lasso tool, right? So they'll lasso it, and then they will use this airbrush, and this is one way that I think the airbrush works for actually really well. And they'll go in here, and they'll use that to sort of lighten it up. I don't know if that's going to work actually. For some reason, that's not working like I want it to. So, anyways, they'll go in and lasso this up. They'll carve out a segment of it. They'll grab their airbrush, and then they'll kind of highlight it. I don't know why it's not showing up that well for me. so they can kind of keep it on an edge. They're really good videos. I'm trying to fucking think who does really good videos on YouTube showing this method. But you'll be able to use your airbrush while getting like a hard edge to stuff. Like you have to mix white and red together, you get pink. Pink would be used for the highlight. Yeah. Hey, Azu, airbrush bro. That's actually something with my layer right now that's not working right. That I have clicked on. But anyways, that's kind of what I would think there. I'd give her a darker, even though this is kind of facing up to the light, I would kind of create that darkness right there. Yeah, dude, a lot of changes you made look really, really good. They look really, really dope. I would scuff up this dumpster a little bit, put like a little sign on there. Usually they have little signs, just to give it a little bit more light. So like some stickers or some shit, but nothing too busy, nothing that takes a lot of design work. I know you have a lot of like crap here, that makes it look really good, but like maybe like a little name with like a really low opacity faded out. Why what now, Blink? Keenan Laffy is a dope Photoshop tutorial on what you... Oh, does he? Okay. I'm thinking that, or like, is it K Michael Russell has one? Dude, you could totally do that, Jalen. You could literally, like, if you did that, you can absolutely do that. You can use my designs and my stickers on there if you want. You can copy them, throw them on there. Yeah, you can actually do that shit if you want. 100%. Yeah, dude, you could absolutely do that. You really could. I'm totally okay with that. Yeah, like I said, just scuff them out, and it's like just to give it a little bit of life. You don't need to necessarily like distract from the main drawing, but it'll just add that this is a city that's alive. St. Louis, right? Color with Kurt? Is he color with... Maybe. He does a lot of comic book stuff. These tools can help you choosing colors for shading light. Oh, are we talking to Blink? Yeah, good old St. Louis. Good old St. Louis. All right, that's for Jalen. Dope work, dope fixes on that, dude. Love seeing where it's coming along. What do we got next? We got I think this is Jay Sears painting, or is this Connor's? One of Connor's, this cat one. Yeah. I was thinking the same dude. I don't remember his name, Azu. Also, Azu, how you doing, buddy? I hope you're doing good, man. Bud Light in the bar scene for sure. Yeah. Doing some reviews. What's up, Ruby? Yep, we are. We're getting close to the end though. We've been going for what, 2 hours now? Pretty good session. How you doing over there, Ruby? How things going on? How are things going on? How are things going? How are words today? This one's finished up, so I want to go back it. Yeah. This is tight. Yo, Enraged. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, homie? All right, so duplicate layer on this. Was there anything bothering you on this one? All this information I'll probably never use because art's too hard. Demon, what you getting up to over there? I hope you're having a good day. Hope everybody's doing good. For the background, but the client didn't want changes, so I was stuck with it. Really? I mean, I'm digging it a lot. The only thing I think is like, I feel like to me the cat face feels a little bit lifeless, I guess, in the sense of I think we could do more with them. And my thinking is probably like that probably comes within different colors. Maybe we could add to it. Uh, I don't know. Maybe different areas of like blues and stuff. Like I know he's a cat, so he's got all these grays and shit. But he's got these red eyes too. Like, do you see how this blue is like contrasting with that red? It just makes that fucking red. Like that's without it. That's with it. I know this is a subtle change. We can crank it up too. Um, some pyramids in the background would have been dope. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like just some silhouettes, some really light silhouettes. Finally turned in the car I've been working on for a month. How'd it go? You got an art meeting tonight to work on more stuff. Killing it? You're killing it? Do you got an art meeting with your project person, Ruby? I fuck with this armor. um, never drawn a cat before. That blue though, yeah. So you have like little contrasting colors and stuff. You could really play these up a lot, right? Like I said, we can grab that airbrush again. I don't know why my airbrush like turned off because I was talking shit on it. There we go. So then we have that. Although he does got the fire over here, so I kind of might rim light that side of it a little bit, where that fire's coming in, because that's gonna definitely brighten him up. And then I would just really play up the reds on these eyes, maybe with a color dodge layer, because I'm obsessed with color dodge. You were talking mad poop about the airbrush. I know. Then it gave up on me. Yep. Are you nervous about it, Ruby, or what? Bears vibes. It does kind of have those vibes. Like I know you want to make it shadowed here, put him in shadow, but he looks like he's in broad daylight. It looks like this flame is coming up there too. Um, I mean, it looks like it's more out in front, so you have this here, but you have a lot of shadow coming on there. And when we expose that, one thing we're exposing too here is symmetry as well. So like even with this, like it almost wants to push out here, so it's balanced. It feels some balance to it. But you have a lot of shadow. So your sun is definitely, you're saying it's over here. Um, but then he's got this fire as well. So we have to think about that too. Yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool. But he's out. Yeah, just think he is in broad daylight. The one areas that you stay dark with, like I would say, definitely right in here, right in here, and the arms. Yeah, yeah. Oh, this cast shadow. This cast shadow looks great. Yeah, honestly, in here, this darkness, that's fucking great too. Um, but like, I also feel like there's a little bit of imbalance with the helmet there. And like I think somebody said, adding something to the background, like pyramids or something would be cool. kind of coming out of the distance and shit. maybe something better than that. Because that looks like he's like floating on top of like a mountain, and I think you'd probably want to go further back with it. But just something in the background would be cool. Take our soft eraser. Anything in the background, monuments, whatever. More focus on. It was personal work. I would have done more with the background. Yeah. It just kind of gives him a little bit more character and stuff. But like I said, instead of that gray, I would definitely use some of these colors in his face. Keeping these flames kind of, I mean, they're not super strong, but they're still gonna get a little bit of edges on here, right? Another scene what I do, and I want to work with him, so it takes a lot of pressure off. That's really good, though. That's really good that you're feeling a little bit less pressure and stuff too. Yeah, but it's good though. Let's move on to the next one because we're gonna move a little bit faster through these. It's dope though, dude. You have serious skill. This looks like the piece from the other night. Which I'm digging. Okay, this is Jay Sears. This is yours, right? So this is your piece. Okay, my first thing I'm gonna say on this is duplicate layer. I want the text to not cut through him here, if that makes sense. I don't want, like, this text kind of gets lost. I also would use a different font. I'm having a little bit of trouble reading this. And some of that is that it's cut right through here. I know what it says because you've told me what it says. But, so for your thing, I would drop the text completely out and put it down into this box right here. I have no comments on this one. Yeah, JC did some edits on this already. Put a lot of work into it. So just going through here, I think it has a lot of style. Like I said, I would just use different font if you got them on different layers. I like that you outlined it. I would just move this away from his body. I would keep that fully within like this little area right here. Add some slime or shine to the chunk. Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. You could go over the top of that if you wanted to. Adding like a little slobber. Just like little slobber trails or something, kind of tracing the path of the tongue. Like look up some venom stuff. I kind of want these teeth. I know that they're yellow. Let's zoom in a bit here. Did he have pupils or no? An outer stroke would have set it more off. Yeah, you could definitely do a stroke on that, but I think the font would need to be changed, and this font in particular is a little bit hard to read, especially like the H and the U. The U is a little bit harder to read when he's clashing already with him. I'm glad to know that. Yeah. Like the H and the U especially give me a lot of troubles. Yeah, we could definitely add a little slobber if we wanted to do that. I think you kind of fix the hands on these. So he looks like he's coming for a hug. This one looks a lot better. I feel like definitely feel better about that than last time. if he has, I don't remember how his eyes were, but we could almost even get rid of that black. I'm using our favorite tool, soft airbrush, right now. Um, I would have to use like a green, I think, for it. Green or yellow. I was thinking we could kind of make it glow a little bit. If we took some of this black out. I don't know. This may not work quite like I want it to. But I was kind of thinking of having like that glow there. Just trying something. Yeah, that might be cool, but I'm not making it work quite like I see it in my head, if I'm being honest. But that's my main point of focus. Fix that font. I think it's good. It's really good for for what it's meant to be and supposed to be. As a gag thing like that, it's got a great style, great cartoony looking style. Fixing that font and dropping it away from the body will be excellent. Help a lot too with the spacing. Yeah, you can also add slobber strings between the teeth. Yeah. Yeah, you could do a lot with slobber, and it would be perfect for like a Slimer thing. Okay, that's for yours. Let's knock out these last two. Okay, then we have emotes. Whose was this? Was this Amber's? Yeah, man, I appreciate you submitting, dude. All right, so Amber's emotes here. Um, okay, so emotes are gonna be a little bit tougher because hey Bosch, I am here, so welcome me. Welcome Bosch. Oh, you already changed it, so you sent it over. What were you struggling with on here, by the way? Emotes are always a little bit tougher because they are so small. Oh, you don't like the eyes? Okay. You know what? I kind of do like the eyes because they're stylized like that. But we're at 28 by 20. Yeah, 56 by or 112 is a pain in the ass. You played with the pupils. Okay. Is that what? It was it just the color of that you didn't like? I actually like the cartooniness of this. The only thing you wanna focus on is like does it read well? Um, so like with emotes, you wanna really size them down. I would go to BTTV, their website, and make an account and then upload it, and you can check for free how it's gonna look. They just go pixely. It's very hard to do that. It's very hard to do it. You have to work on 112 by 112 size. Um, the thing I would say with you is, well, this is with an emote too. So like, I might just add maybe a little bit of shading in here, little shadow layer in the tufts of hair. But this can get lost a little bit too. Like I just took that shadow from here and added it. Um, with the eyes, I don't know. I like how weird they are. Um, but if you want them like a little bit more normal, you could straighten them out, like tilt them down a little bit. I work on 5,000, 500 by 500. It comes out okay. Bosh, how's your day going, by the way? You have tips doing emo art, do you? Checked it on Discord, 112 by 112. Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, I think if you fix the eyes, the color outline, I don't know how well that will show up because it's adding like another color here too. I don't know, does that show up pretty well when you do color outlines like that? Um, yeah, like you just can't. I think it's really clean. It's an emote. You got to keep it clean. You got to keep it simple. Um, the negative space. You mean like all this black out here? Delightful. I number 4 on my hair. Now I feel like I'm about to deploy for the military. Isn't that great? Um, yeah, but like, how hot is it where you're at? Like, it probably feels damn good though. Head to bed, yo, Connor. Have a good night, man. Thank you for hanging out, dude. Submitting your art, dude. Appreciate it. Go get some rest, okay? Call Buffalo where they can't drink or use their right hand or they have to chug. The background, yeah, background will usually be transparent. It'll usually be white. Um, although it's kind of good to see in black because a lot of people do a night mode on emotes. So I actually think it's kind of good to test it in black. The only thing I'm trying to think is as a small thing, the colors might get a little bit too close together because they all kind of push together a little bit. Like it's all kind of shades of red. Even in that case, I might even be more willing to make the eyes a little bit bigger. 72, not too hot. 72 is like great. Yeah, I'm down with that. Painting and listening, nice, Ariel. Um, yeah, simplicity is very much key. It might pop up in light mode. Yeah, yeah. This is why I don't like doing emotes because there's so much to factor in. People think they're very simple, very easy to do, but it's not. A purple shade would help. Purple could be good. I'm British, so anything over 68 is hot. Anything over 68 and sunny, yeah. I always use purple when I do emotes. Yeah, it definitely adds more color in too, right? I might try pulling the colors away a little bit more from each other, if that makes sense. These base colors, just so it stands out a bit more. Um, but yeah, if you think it's looking good on Discord though, and you made the changes, I think the simplicity is there. It's so hard to figure out what it's gonna look like on a chat, right? The face color is more blonde now. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's my biggest thought is when I zoom out, it kind of pulls into one thing. Um, but yeah, that's my thought on Amber's. I wish I had a little bit more to offer you on that. Emotes are just tricky. Emotes, I feel like you got to see them in a chat to make it work, and there's not a whole lot of wiggle room on it. Making the shadow, yeah. I mean, everything you do, honestly, it kind of has to be overly intentional, right? With emotes. And even like I'll keep shadows kind of to a minimum if I'm going to be honest on some of my stuff that I've done, just because I feel like it can kind of I don't know, it can kind of drown a piece out for some reason to me. Okay, last one. Last one, of course, our last one is our favorite one. The man who wears the boas himself. um, Vaughn's cars. What up, Tanium? How you doing, buddy? What's going on, man? The car's amazing. Yeah, Vaughn's been doing some work with cars and animation stuff, um, and he's just been getting better and better and better with it. I don't know if you're still here, Vaughn. If you had to bounce out to get dinner, but if you're here, let me know what kind of stuff you were looking at, wanted to fix with this, at all. Draw like that. Vaughn's been leveling up so good. Depth and does not lose detail in the foreground. Okay. Um, so in that case, right? So we have some areas where we can just almost immediately go in. I would honestly do a gradient with this. Let's see if we can bucket fill this in gradient. So I just bucket filled it with a color real quick. Now I'm picking a gradient. My gradient is blue sky. Um, Whoops, that's not what I want to do. I clip it to the layer. There's a little, next to the little lighthouse and the lock, there's like a circle on your layers palette. So I'm clipping it, meaning it'll just affect this layer. And we can play with some different things. That's not quite as smooth as I want it to be. But we can play with some stuff like this. Just until we get it right. Whatever we want, right? This is a little bit too close of a tangent for me. I thought flat color, but not sure which. Yeah, for these, because you've got mountains and stuff, I don't know if it's like a snowy area. I'm assuming this is going to be like green grass and stuff like that, right? Um, but like even within this, like I would blur it out, select filter, blur, Gaussian blur. See if that kind of blends it out some. I'm taking a smudge tool, blending it out. I probably should do like a big ass size on this actually. So this is the biggest size brush I got. Kind of blending that. Kind of gives it that sunny look on it. So on your mountains and stuff, I would just kind of keep these, I'm guessing they'll be like snow capped, right? As most mountains are. I might be wrong. You kind of do the same thing actually. I could actually take like a gray probably. Set that to multiply. Depending on if I want snow, I can come back in there and add whites to it. Um, Put a layer above that, like I said, clip it down. Go into like a foreground tool thing here. And then I'm kind of blending it out a little bit. Just adding darkness to that. So we're not like really competing with the foreground. Like I have this clipped too. Cars are a huge challenge, right? Like I said, Vaughn is like busted his ass on this too. Then you could probably come up here even with like those snow-capped areas. Right, so now we're just using whites, and then we just fill in the rest of this stuff. It's whatever color we want. Probably some color of green that contrasts with that red. Just an opportunity to desaturate with sky color, yeah. Details values that just get lost, soft saturation. Yeah, it would definitely, if it wasn't such a cartoony style, it would definitely lose more of it, lose more of these edges and stuff. And we can still kind of do that, but that's just something to think about too. Even like here, like we probably like have a bit of a brown. That comes in here, all these shapes coming off here, right? And then one thing we could do too is get ourselves another multiply layer where we're gonna do shadows. And we could almost have just the first part of that looking like it's hovering over that and drop that opacity down. So now it looks like he's really starting to land on it. Line art in the background, yeah, you can definitely color the line art in the background too. Yeah, that's a thing also. Good idea. So that just gives us some location of where this thing is headed. I like the eyeballs in here. I almost missed them, if I'm gonna be honest, for a while. Maybe because this one is so much more closed up. So maybe we could find a way to make those pop a little bit more, make those both sets of eyes open. Um, but yeah, man. So far, I think it's great. You're going great with it. Those are the little things that I would do. Like I said, if you want to watch this back, I'll upload it to YouTube tomorrow, and have that going. But yeah, I think it's good, dude. Just need a little bit of flat colors in there, a little bit of shadow. Give it some location. Your line art has been improving fucking leaps and bounds, man. Just good stuff. Oh, dude, you don't have to donate bits. Thank you, Vaughn. I appreciate that a lot, man. Thank you so much, dude. Um, yeah, it's looking great, dude. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of how much work you've been putting in. Um, a lot of people won't do that. So thank you, man. I really, really appreciate it. Um, but yeah, any other questions, guys? I think we're about wrapped up, man. Make highlights on the car blue. Yeah, I probably could do that. Although I think with anything, I would, if you have the highlights on the car, because of the cell shade style, um, what I tend to do is like if you have those lines that are highlighted, what I tend to do is just drop the color down a little bit, or set it to dodge or something like that with the white, and then I guess you could do whatever color you want on that. Is there a reason the text is boxed in? It looks like almost like a comic type panel. Um, Blue highlights would be solid, yeah, because blue would be like Tanium's saying, the blue would be like the sky. I think in the original you had it like a dialogue box, like they were words. So if you got people in here, and you want me to know that there's people in here, you could make it like a tail, um, going to the going to the people. Like a word balloon. Yeah. So there you go. There's critique session. What is this, number 4? Good job, guys. Everybody give yourselves a round of applause. You guys hung in there. You guys did amazing. For the bookmark. All right. This is where we'll end it. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. You guys all hung in there. You guys did incredible. Took advice. I appreciate you guys all helping each other out with feedback and chat. Um, Good stuff, everybody. All right. I'm going to go do some references. Now we got about an hour left stream. I'm probably going to jump on a little bit more sketching. But thank you guys. I appreciate it so much. Magentas for sure.